Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how we plan our curriculum for the next school year. And that is not an easy task. But this is in collaboration with Davine over at Calm in the Chaos, and Shauna over at Homegrown Homeschool, and a bunch of other mamas will be in a playlist down below in the description. So please check out their videos and their planning and everything else to get all the information that you need. And please go check out Davine and Shauna's channels that I will have linked down below as well. And thank you so much, ladies, for hosting. I have been on several of their collaborations, and they are all so full of knowledge, and love all the mamas who participate in their collabs as well, because they give so much knowledge as well to bring to the table to help everyone out. So anyways, let's just get into it. So planning for me can be a multitude of steps, and if you go back and watch some of my previous year's videos, my planning feels like it constantly ever changes in how I go about it. And it really just depends on our year. But to start, I definitely sit down and think, what did we do this year that didn't work? And what do I want next year? What are our goals? What are my expectations? What are the things that are going to drive us, fuel us for the following year? This past year, or this current year that we're still in, second grade, our word of the year was like adventure. And we had a lot of adventure. So we nailed that word for our year. And even though it became adventure in other places other than curriculum, we still had adventure. And so this coming year, I'm not going to share with you what word I'm thinking of, but it's truly going to be where I focus my curriculum on. So keeping that in mind, I always have a word or a goal or several goals that I read and list out on paper. That is going to be my baseline. Once I've come up with that, then I get out my calendar and I go, okay, when are we starting? When are we finishing? When are we taking breaks? When are our quarters starting and ending? Typically there's like 9 to 10 weeks in a quarter. So I tend to plan accordingly to that. We typically start our school year in July, and we typically end our school year between April and May. And then we have at least a good 2.5 months of a summer break where we're not doing anything. Some people homeschool year round. That's totally up to you. For us, we need that break. We're always constantly learning. We just don't need to do it out of a curriculum book, and that is just us. So once I narrow down, okay, this is my plan, this is my schedule, I get it's going to be backwards to you, but I get a calendar sheet like this that is like a split school year, and it goes from July to June. I highlight all the days that we end up schooling, because I leave in days that I know we have co-op. We're not going to school on those days. I leave in days of just like today where we had a play date and an outing, so we didn't school today. I don't necessarily count how many days to do that by. If we can manage to get everything done in the time that we do, great. It just helps me keep on track, going, okay, well, we missed a day last week, so maybe not this week should we miss any days, and so forth. Now, curriculum. Curriculum is something that used to be easy for me because we used an open and go all-in-one curriculum for the first kindergarten first grade, and second grade. That's 3 whole years. We used the exact same curriculum, and it was all in one. I rarely supplemented. And so this year, my planning was slightly different. So I had to sit down and go, okay, what is my daughter interested in? What is going to fuel her, keep her learning, and inspire her in her education? So I realized that she loves animals, so much so that she loves like their character. She loves how they're portrayed in books, in fictional books. She loves when they have a voice, which I think is pretty common among kids. But I figured that if I can combine something like that with her curriculum, she's going to retain that much better because it's something she loves and enjoys. So for me, that meant, where I'm going to go with my science. I need my science to be hands-on because we have not done a whole lot of science. I need something that is laid out for me. I don't want to have to plan, but you have to decide, do I need something where I can sit down and make lesson plans for, or do I need something that I don't, that I can just open and go? That's going to determine your path to where you're going to go next. You're going to look for curriculums that are open and go. You're going to use those type of searches. You're going to not use those types of searches, and you're going to research. I stay up for hours for probably a good month, where I just simply research at night before I go to bed and binge YouTube videos. I Google, I read reviews. I basically do all the things to help keep me educated myself in how I know and what I'm going to pick. Like for me, I know darn well my kid does not like black and white curriculum. So I have to search for stuff that is not black and white. She loves color. It keeps her engaged. It's just nice to open up something that has color. So I know that that's what I'm looking for. Now, for whatever reason, I'm missing my 2 books, but I did share them in last year's video, but I can insert a picture somewhere over here. What your second grader needs to know, or what all your kid needs to know for second grade. They have each grade level, but that's what I bought for second grade, and it was very informative. It's a whole book on everything that you should teach your kid in that grade level. That is a good starting point, and you can easily take that information and find it within the curriculum that you're looking for. Or you could easily just work out of that book if you didn't want to buy curriculum. There's so much information in there. There's so many ways on how to teach things. It's a very good resource. Another one was, gosh, I'm gonna butcher it because I don't have it, and I don't know where they ended up. They're probably upstairs. But this book had every grade, and it had basic things and what you needed to learn within that year of whatever grade your kid is in. And I loved that one because it showed me, okay, this is what, if I wanted to look ahead, then I could see, okay, well, she's going to learn, or she should be learning that in that grade, or, ooh, she should have learned that in first grade. So maybe we should do that this year. It kind of keeps it on track, and it kind of gives you an idea where you're at for a teacher standpoint and how to really make sure you're on the right path for your kid. So goals, research, resources. I'm not going to show you the curriculum that I pick, and I can go into a little more on why I pick that when I share those videos. But this is kind of what's running through my mind – before I get to that point. you have to decide, do you want hands-on? Do you want hands-off? Do you want less teacher-led? Do you want more teacher-led? There are tons of different approaches in how you can teach your kids. There are some online curriculums. There are, like, if you're doing, but you don't want everything online, you can do math online, or supplement it with a math workbook and use their online curriculum. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, your brain, you can keep going. And because we are homeschool, we have that freedom. We have that right to really pick and choose what works for us. If you're, say, a homeschool mom and working mom, something less teacher-led may be beneficial to you, and that's totally fine. I know people who school in the evening time because they work. So, that's their option to be able to homeschool, and vice versa. Some people who do it in the morning and then they go to work, or say you don't work and you stay home, then you have the freedom to do homeschool whenever you wish and pick whatever curriculum you want, whether that's how many kids you have and how much time you can have with kid number 1 to kid number 2, and are there family subjects, picking unit studies. Are you going to pick how many unit studies? Are you going to do it by quarter? How are you going to plan it by quarter? For me, anytime I plan a unit study, it never happens. So I'm like, maybe I don't plan it this year. Maybe I just see and do interest-led, what she's interested in. And if I have something on hand that may cater to her interests, we can do it. Or I can look it up and find something that she's interested in and try to find a unit on it, or make my own. It is so easy to make your own unit. You really just need books, lots of books, and Usborne books, or, there's tons of resources out there, and there's tons of free, printouts and YouTube videos, and just regular, good old-fashioned textbooks. There's so many different ways in how you can set up your year, how you can plan for curriculum. You have to look at your child and go, what does this child need? And that is simple and the easiest way to explain how to pick your curriculum. Cater it to your child's need, not yours, but make sure you cater it to your child's need and go, okay, this is what my kid needs. I'm gonna make it work. Now what's our goal? And those are like the two basic things you need, in my opinion, to kickstart your year of planning. But that is it, my friends. That is my pep talk to you. I'm sorry I didn't have the physical books with me to show you, but I will insert pictures. And if you are not following me on Instagram, please go ahead and do that. I will have it shown here on the screen somewhere. And please go check out Davine and Shauna and all the other mamas on the playlist down below. And I will see you in my next video.